scale enterprise banking. Please put your hands together for him in absentia. He's going to do some mobilization, more mobilization for members to be here. The leader of UBA team, I'm very, very delighted to present to you the leadership of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ably led by the President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who, of course, you know very well, is a giant in the finance industry as FCA. I'm also FCA. I'm a friend of Chartered Accountants, in case you don't know. We have Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA, President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And it's ably supported, UBA Yaloki, by the Deputy President, Engineer Leye Kupoluyi. Of course, we have a Vice President and Chairman of the Trade Promotion Board also with us, the person of Prince Abimbola Olashore, FCA. Is the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board. My name is Deji Balogun. I'm FCA too. As I said, my own FCA is friend of Chartered Accountants. They are fellows. I'm a friend. Thank you very much. Now I saw one or two, well, when they come in, we will introduce them. Oh, the DG is here. Please put your hands together for the DG, Dr. Chinyere Arbona, FCA. DG, please can we have you in front, ma? Please put your hands together for her as she comes forward. Oh, we have Engineer Okoyemi Aminu, who is also a Vice President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry with us. Right now, I'd like to invite the President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in the person of Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA, to please present his address of welcome. Mr. President, sir. Please encourage him. Put your hands together.
The Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of United Bank for Africa, Mr. Oliver Lauba. He's ably represented today by Mr. Fashola, right? And the other officers from the UBA, top officials of UBA who are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are aware that some of us are leaders of the LCCI itself on the way. It's a great honor to welcome you to this occasion. We celebrate a relationship between UBA and the African business community and reflect on the vital role of financial institutions in empowering our economy under the theme, connecting businesses, creating value. We have been, and we continue to be very proud of our association with UBA. UBA has been our partner since 2019, and I've been part of that process as a former member of the board. And in these years, UBA has transformed from a big bank in Nigeria to a very big bank in Africa and beyond. In fact, up till now, I think the only Nigerian originated bank that has a license to practice full banking services in America. So it's something of a great pride that it looks like it was ordained in that name, United Bank of Africa, maybe 75 years ago when the bank was founded, that it will truly become the United Bank of Africa. As I think we are now counting 20 countries in Africa, that UBA is already a very significant player Some of us who travel around Africa, when you go to a lot of countries, they say, you're from Nigeria, we have your bank here, we have UBA here. They are very proud to tell you that they have UBA in their countries, as if it's a stamp that, UBA is in our country. So we are extremely proud of the relationship. And UBA has supported the trade fair, not just financially, but by the big brand of UBA. And it will be more obvious later in the week when we have the Africa Day, and we have all the major institutions in Africa, Afrexim, AFCFTA. It will be more obvious on Thursday, the power of the UBA brand when these people come. The LITF itself is a platform where Nigeria's vibrant business ecosystem converges. We have over 3,500 exhibitors, and we have about 15 different countries already. And at the back of the economy where all of this happens is the banking sector. And that banking sector cannot be better represented by the UBA. The banking sector itself does about 5% of GDP today, contribution to the economy. And despite fluctuating policies, currency volatility, and regulatory adjustments, the sector has demonstrated resilience and adaptability and managing the entire economy through the turbulence that we are going through. Nigerian banks have expanded financial inclusivity, so it's very difficult to find an adult, especially in a city like Lagos, that doesn't have a bank account. And that is what the banks have been building over the years. A recent report highlighted over 55 million Nigerians now have access to formal financial services. And it's important to stress that even if you are using any of the fintechs as your primary account, those fintechs have to go back to the bank. The fintechs don't have their own vaults where they keep all the money. So you are indirectly a customer of one bank, very likely UBA, because all your fintechs have a back end where they keep their money in these banks. So the banks are really, represented by UBA, they stand as a driving force in our economy. And UBA itself, as we said before, at the time we were putting this together, we were talking about 20 African countries. We are now at 22 African countries. And we're extremely proud of that. As a Nigerian, when you go to a lot of countries and you can see your bank, and your host is proudly telling you that, we have this bank in our country, and actually I do business with the bank. We are very, very proud of that. We went to Cote d'Ivoire for an event, and we were very happy of that. In the case of UBA, your partnership with Afrexim Bank has provided structured trade finance to a lot of SMEs. Every year we see the input, the value that UBA is putting in the life of SMEs. Every year we have the SME showcased in the leadership of UBA when they talk to us. I have been to your bank, the branch of UBA here. We call it the UBA branch in TBS. Before the fest starts, the UBA branch, I've been there, and I've seen all the ATMs that were open. There are 3 ATMs there, and a lot of people were full there when I so a lot of exhibitors are used now to the UBA branch in TBS once the fair starts. And so that partnership with Afrexim will be very prominent. On Thursday, we have Afrexim, ASCFTA, ECOWAS in this call. And we are going to see a lot of what UBA has done. As we look forward to that future, the banking sector faces both opportunities and responsibilities in navigating a rapidly digital economy. With over 70% smartphone penetration among Nigerian adults, digital banking platforms are invaluable for reaching undervalued populations. UBA's mobile and online banking efforts are prime examples of how financial technology can revolutionize service delivery. Even during the fair, we can see a lot of UBA power in terms of exhibitors and visitors Last year, UBA came with a machine that produces your debit card once you are there. And a lot of people were getting debit cards right here. So it shows the power that UBA has brought to the economy, and that facilitates this inclusion by everyone. However, while embracing digital technologies, banks must ensure data security. I know that's a familiar conversation, and regulatory compliance to maintain public trust and safeguard economic stability. To further strengthen the Nigerian economy, the Chamber recommends that UBA and other financial institutions should prioritize the following. First, given their role as a backbone of the economy, banks should enhance access to credit, or in fact, expand access to credit for SMEs, particularly those in sectors with high growth potential, like technology and particularly renewable energy. In the light of our energy deficits, we believe that UBA and other banks should put a lot of priority to renewable energy space so that we can address this huge energy deficit. For financial inclusion to be meaningful, banks should provide educational resources on managing credit, investments, and digital banking tools. Because you want your customers to be very good at managing credits, that will reduce your credit losses. So the little investment in educating your customers on managing credit can be helpful. And we see that being done by UBA through the UBA Foundation. Because of our partnership with UBA, we track a lot of things that UBA is doing. The UBA Foundation is doing a lot in education of SMEs. As climate resilience becomes more pertinent, banks can incentivize economically, environmentally sustainable practices through green loans or similar programs, supporting Nigeria's shift towards a low-carbon economy. That's where the financing of solar solutions at small, medium, and large scales become extremely important. In a nutshell, UBA exemplifies the connectivity and value creation values embodied in this year's theme, connecting businesses, creating value. As a key player in Nigeria's financial landscape, UBA's strategic initiatives, innovation in digital banking, and commitment to inclusive growth continues to empower Nigerian businesses and propel our nation towards a brighter economic future. Let us celebrate and support the significant strides that UBA and the entire Nigerian banking sector are making to connect businesses, create value, and contribute to the economic transformation that we envisage for Nigeria. I thank the board and management of UBA for approving the bank's participation in the 2024 Lagos International Trade Fair. And I want to say specifically that I have sent an invitation to the CEO of UBA to be present at the Africa Day as one of our honored guests, to receive the Afrexim team and the AFCFTA team who are coming here on Thursday. And we do hope that the CEO of the bank or its top representative will be here. It's important to us as our partner, even though we are inviting other financial institutions, but we want to identify to Afrexim Bank that UBA is our primary partner, Afrexim and AFCFTA on that day. Together, we are pushing the frontier of trade and commerce for the shared prosperity of our nation and Nigeria. I thank you for your attention.
Please, another round of applause for President Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Thank you very much, sir. We'd like to hear from the United Bank for Africa, UBA, Group Managing Director, Mr. Oliver Alauba, through the Group Head, Retail, Digital and Transaction Banking, Mr. Shamsuddin Fashola.
Thank you. Thank you and good morning, everyone. Just on a lighter note, when the MC was introducing everyone, almost everybody introduced, including yourself, is an FCA. In consistently hosting the trade fair, as well as creating a veritable platform for businesses in Nigeria and Africa to thrive and prosper. It is reputed to be the largest business market in ECOWAS sub-region, as it attracts investors from other parts of the world. I also want to thank all the co-sponsors for their strong support and the business stakeholders group for their professional advice they offer on this initiative. Today, the vision of the LCCI has done well to transform the fair to become one of the major attractions of trade in Africa when it comes to SME attendance across the continent. Since its inception, it has grown to become the largest trade show in sub-Saharan Africa and has attracted both national and international entrepreneurs from over 1,600 companies all over the world. Recognizing the priceless role the SME play in advancing the success of economies all over the world, our bank, African Pride, United Bank for Africa, since 2019 continues to not only put its weight behind the fair by consistently retaining the headline sponsorship for this all-important event, but also provide far-reaching expert advice that empower SMEs to go ahead and become global champions, as we have seen with many success stories of businesses that once participated in this fair some time ago. Indeed, in developing and developed countries alike, MSMEs are among the most effective tools to empower youth and women. They are key allies in implementing the 2030 agenda and achieving the SDG goals. Yet, despite these remarkable contributions, the lack of adequate finance for MSMEs often prevent them from reaching their full potential. More than 200 million MSMEs in developing countries lack access to adequate financing. Access to adequate capital is an important condition for promoting entrepreneurship, enterprise formation, sustained economic growth, job creation, and productive investment. Initiatives to enhance access to finance for MSMEs need to go hand in hand with efforts to enhance their skills, the know-how across enterprises, to promote research and development, and to put in place enabling infrastructure such as telecommunications, road, power, and ports. Without all these infrastructures, all those efforts may not come to its best output. MSMEs also need compliance support and management resources to compete globally, to be part of global supply chain, and also to grow into stronger enterprise. In our view, inadequate support for MSMEs often affects youth and women disproportionately, making it more difficult for them to become successful entrepreneurs. For instance, there are significant gender differences in MSMEs' access to finance, in particular in developing countries. And that's why our partnership with Afrexim and the likes, our focus is largely around the youth and women in business. Finally, in our desire to encourage enterprises and entrepreneurship, We must not lose sight of the need to carry every single stakeholders along in our noble objective to effectively lift businesses in Africa to an unprecedented height. With our extensive spread across Africa and other major economies of the world, we are always on the lookout for partnership opportunities that will benefit the business environment and the economies where we operate. As a leader in African trade and promotion of SMEs, we have identified the fair as a genuine avenue for both domestic and international trade exhibitors to promote their businesses through product launches, sales opportunities, business-to-business meetings with government agencies while fostering international trade partnership deals across borders. Once again, we want to say thank you for your unshaken confidence in us as worthy partners and reiterate our absolute commitment to this partnership with LCCI and the growth of SMEs. As I round up this presentation or speech, I would like to call my colleagues who will join me shortly to say a few words about some of the product offerings that we have for MSMEs here. I have with me, I'll be starting with the man on the technology side. That's Olukayode Olubiyi, who is the head of our digital banking. You'll be saying a few words around what does UBA represent for an MSME from the technology perspective, from how to run their business seamlessly. Immediately after that, I'll call on Babatunde Ajayi, who will speak briefly around our SME offerings, including our commitment to support African businesses with $6 billion in financing through the AFC FTA platform. Please join me on the stage, Olukayode Olubiyi. Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
All right, thank you, Shamsuddin. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. The President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA, the Deputy Vice President and all Vice President here present, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor to speak to you today. Everyone talked about FCA, fellow chartered accountants, right? FCA, friends. So I'm happy to say I'm FMCA. I'm a friend of many chartered accountants. So, but what do we have? So I will say that one of the things we have in common with Lagos Chamber of Commerce, our UBA is innovation. Coming in here today, I was telling, my friend, when I saw him, that I can see a change even on this stage, different from the way it was set up last year, and for me, that's very good. As a partner, we have to keep improving. I remember how this place looked last year. The adjustments were being made. This also was well done this year. So well done, Lagos Chamber of Commerce. I think we should clap for that. Yeah, so much has been said about being a platform connecting businesses and creating values. And that's evident with over 3,500 exhibitors from over 15 countries at this year's event. At UBA, we are at 20 countries in Africa presently. We are in 4 continents. We're in the US, we're in France, we are in United Arab Emirates as well, and United Kingdom. So one of the things we are able to actually do is to facilitate trade and commerce for our customers as well, leveraging our digital platforms. And I will just speak on that. Today we have different people in this, different exhibitors that come from different countries in Africa. And I'm proud to let you know that what used to be issued in the past and no longer going to be issued this year. How do I mean? So when you make sales, today we have positioned, we have some special POS devices that can be used for collections. And that makes sure whether you are a local player or you are from Africa, you can actually collect your payments and get your money delivered to you in your country. So for Nigeria, you get your money almost immediately when you do transaction on those terminals. We've made provision for that. For every exhibitor, just walk to UBA outlet here, we make that available to you. For people from Africa, so we are taking advantage of PAPs. Last year when we came here, we said there's PAPs, we leverage it, but today we can tell you that we will deliver these funds to you in the country in Africa, leveraging PAPs, Pan-African Payment Settlement System, because we've partnered with Afrexim on that. So you sell your goods, we collect for you, and then remit to your account in your own country. We have quite a number of other products that are very strong, that positions us in the market. I mean, Mr. President had talked about our mobile app, which customers can use to make payments. I'm also proud to say that at UBA, we are one of the banks to make that platform in Africa to do bank-to-bank transfer. So it used to be in Africa, in some of the African countries, you can only send money between your own bank. But we're able to create a platform where we worked with our partners in African countries to say, you want to send money from one bank to another bank in your country, UBA will make that happen. You want to pay for bills from the app that we're providing as an organization. Customers are also able to do that in the African countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I will like to invite Babatunde Ajayi to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Babatunde Ajayi, and I head SME banking for the group. The group means 20 countries in Africa. Kindly permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I would just want to concentrate on our partnership with the AFCFTA Secretariat. That's the $6 billion partnership to fund SMEs across Africa. The partnership is really to do two things. The first one is to help to establish import substitution across African countries. Today, we have a lot of things we import from outside Africa. And if you see the import bill so high, but the one we import within amongst ourselves in Africa is low compared to what we import from Africa, from outside Africa. In fact, the import bill for within Africa accounts for only 18%, whereas the remaining, which is 82%, is between an African business and a counterparty outside Africa. What we are trying to do is to find a way of adding value to our raw materials across Africa so that we can be able to begin to sell finished products or semi-finished products amongst ourselves. That means first, import bill will be lowered. Then secondly, it will help us to do intra-Africa trade across the country. It will improve intra-Africa trade across the country. However, we are focusing first on 4 sectors. Now, those will be the inaugural sectors. As we work with the AFCFTA Secretariat, they will add more sectors. The reason for these 4 sectors is because they realize that with these 4 sectors, all the 56 countries making up the AU and the AFCFTA will be able to benefit immediately. They will begin to get value from this partnership. The first sector, which is common to all African countries, is the agro-processing sector. We don't just want to be exporting raw materials. We want to begin to add value to those raw materials. Let me give you an instance. You have a business in Togo that is exporting, let's say, cocoa, and you have another business that is taking processed cocoa as input for its own chocolate. And you see this business in Benin selling this raw cocoa to a business in the UK. And that business in UK will just add small value to this cocoa and sell it back to a business in Nigeria. What we want to do is to work with that businessman in Benin. How can we help you to fund the equipment to be able to add value to that cocoa? Then you send it directly, sell it directly to the guy in Nigeria at far reduced price point than what that person will have gotten it if it's importing from UK. Agro-processing, very core. Then the second one is, we'll be looking at pharmaceuticals. If you recall what we experienced during the COVID period, at a point, Africa was relying on the rest of the world to come and save it. Thank God for what we have as Africans to be able to scale through. You know, before we finally got the help, it was too late. In fact, Europe and other parts of the world, they've gotten all the necessary things they need. Therefore, that will never happen again under our watch as UBA and as representatives of AFCFTA here present. That means we look at agro-processing, we are looking at pharmaceutical. The third one is transport and logistics. You can't talk about trade, intra-Africa trade, without talking about transport and logistics. We'll be funding businesses that are moving people and goods across different countries in Africa. That means if you have a business, it might be by air, by sea, by road, we are ready to do that. We'll fund such businesses. So far, you are enhancing intra-Africa trade within that value chain will be supported. Then finally, we are looking at automotive sector. What I mean by automotive sector, let's take for instance, the car manufacturing sectors. Across Africa and in Nigeria specifically today, we have so many car manufacturers coming in to establish assembly plants. That's very good. What is not good is for you to come in, establish a car assembling plant, and bring all the parts from your country. We want to be able to identify those products or parts of those cars that are easily accessible here and fund the businesses within that value chain or ecosystem to be able to become contractors or suppliers to these assembling plants. Take for instance, if we have a furniture company that can do that knows how to do very good chair, they can be the one doing the chairs, the furniture that is within the car, and we'll be able to sponsor them if they need to upgrade their standard to meet global standard. That is what this AFCFTA partnership is for. Therefore, we are ready as UBA to go the long haul and ensure that Africa gets value and will improve trade amongst ourselves. Thank you. I think do we have time for questions? Yes, I'll be available for questions. I don't know how many minutes you'll be giving us, sir. And my other colleagues are here to support me, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Ajayi. Yes, there will be questions for UBA. There will be room for 3 questions. 3 questions, please. And please don't forget, yes, digital banking. Yes, madam, please come forward, identify yourself. Digital banking and SMEs, that are the major products that they are pushing here. Please come forward, identify yourself, and let's know where you are from. Then go straight to your question.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all. Yeah, I appreciate the topic that our UBA staff. Okay, my name is Anyadike Chidogo. So, my first question is SME. You mentioned about cocoa, agro, that UBA will be intermediary between, as in, instead of Benin taking the cocoa to London, then someone in Nigeria now, a trader in Nigeria wants to get it, and now from that UK to Nigeria, you know, it's based on logistic. The price will be high and everything will be high. Then, if now that UBA is giving us hope that you will now come in, now link us to those farmers in Benin. Then, how do we proceed the payments from Nigeria to Benin? That's my interest.
Thank you very much. I think I will allow my colleague to answer your question very well. You are talking about payments. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I mentioned that earlier. So if you have payments to be processed with other African countries, you can talk to us. That's why we're here. One, we are in 20 African countries. Benin is one of the countries. So we are in West Africa, we're in 10 countries. In East and Southern Africa, we're in 5 countries. To the right side of Nigeria, where you have Cameroon, Chad, Gabon, we're in 5 countries in that axis as well. So if you need to make payment to cocoa customer like in Benin, let us know. We can treat that for the fact that we have that presence. 1, 2. We also have PAPS. PAPS is from, yes, Pan-African Payment Settlement System. From, our partnership with Afrexim, where we are able to send Naira from Nigeria to those countries. It will be local currency in their countries. So if you are sending money to Ghana, if you send Naira, you have Naira in your account in Nigeria, you don't need to buy dollars to keep in your account. What you need is that Naira. What you are paying to the person in Ghana is CD, right? So you can do that. We can do that from our branches, and we can debit you in Naira, and your trade partner in Ghana will receive CD, or it could be Sierra Leone, it could be Liberia, but depending on the country, you pay in local currency, and then beneficiary will also receive in local currency. So we have that. Thank you. Fash, do you want to? Africash, okay.
Okay, so in addition to that, we also have another platform called Africash that allows you to move money from Nigeria to the rest of Africa and the world. So you can get to our branch, ask for Africash. If you want to send money to anywhere in Africa, just go in there and just fill a small form, and the money will move from your account in UBA to that person's account over there. Thank you. And it's also better for you to open an account in UBA to make that easy, and tell the partner at the other side to open an account in UBA. That makes it very easy. Thank you.
Branch, I can do the transaction swiftly and efficiently. Yes, I have an account with us. All right, then, sorry, my second question. Then, I have a business, that agro business. I'm running it and I have an account with UBA. Then, UBA now link me to a partner in Benin for the cocoa business. And we have done it like a year. And along the line, I need, the demand in Nigeria is high, understand? And I need funds. How do I process it?
Okay, thank you very much. If you look at, you said the business you are exporting, that means it's within the agro-processing sector. That means it falls within the 4 sectors we talked about. Therefore, you should be able to have access to the AFCFTA loan, which we have. And it comes in 2 variants. You have the working capital. What you are looking for is working capital. That loan, you can have up to $150,000 equivalent in Naira today, depending on your turnover. What we'll do is we'll look at your turnover and we'll be able to give you enough for your working capital. But beyond working capital, as I said earlier, we also want to add value. We'll be able to we'll be able to buy asset for you, machineries and equipment that will help you to add value. Maybe you've been doing raw cocoa and you realize that the value in the international market for selling processed cocoa or what do you call it now, chocolate, is far higher, and you want to move up along that chain. We'll be able to give you up to $150,000 also, so that you can expand your business. I hope you got it now. Yes. No. The question she's asking, she knows what she's asking. You know, when you partner with you have development, international development partners working with you, you'll be able to lower the requirements for the loan. To be candid with you, that loan, that working capital, up to $25,000 equivalent, does not require any collateral, especially for women like you. Do you understand? Then for I think she should clap for UBA and the AFCFTA team. Then secondly, for the asset finance, the only collateral you need is the asset we are buying for you. Do you understand? We'll take 100% charge on the asset we are buying for you, and that's the collateral. That means it's what we are buying that is the collateral for what the loan you want to take. Therefore, it makes life easy for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajayi. Sincerely, you'll agree with me that Chidi has taken up all the questions. If you have further questions, please feel very free to walk up to the UBA platform. Okay, you want to round up? Okay, you can meet my good brothers who are not Lagosians, Babatunde Ajayi and Kayode Olubi. Please discuss with them at the UBA platform. Of course, talking about Shamsuddin, who grew up on Holly Street, I'm a Lagos guy, and I'm original area boy. You are not. Area boys means Omadugomi. That's what people don't understand, Omadugomi. And talking about Holly Street, you know the Odulanos, Osages, Doja and Benedicta. So I grew up on Gambari Street, Ekpetedu. So I'd like to quickly present to us the treasurer of SCCI, a member of the Trade Promotion Board. She walked in while Chidi was asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for my beautiful sister, Mrs. Ibitola Bogwade, FCA, original, as Shamsuddin will want us to believe, FCA. I'm FCA. Whether you call it original or fake, I'm FCA. I'm a friend of chartered accountants. I may not be a fellow, but I'm a friend. I'd like to invite the president, the deputy president, along with the president will make the presentation, but to be supported by the vice president and chairman of the Trade Promotion Board, as well as the DG of SCCI, to present to the UBA team on behalf of SCCI and on behalf of the UBA Group Managing Director, special gifts from SCCI for being present at the special day of Lagos International Trade Fair 2024. Please. There'll be a photo session. There'll be a photo session after. Please, we'll now invite the president to be joined by the deputy president, as well as the chairman Trade Promotion Board. The treasurer, please join them. The DG too, please. Please put your hands together for them. We now invite the Group Managing Director of UBA. Please come down, come down. Sorry. Navy Band, please come down. We invite the Group Managing Director of UBA, represented by Mr. Shamsuddin Fashola, along with Mr. Lukayode Olubi and Babatunde Ajayi. Please step up.
Well, on behalf of the council, on behalf of the council of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and the boards of the trade promotion of LCCI, we want to give this token really as an appreciation of our long-standing partnership, and as said on the plaque, as a banker of the fair, just as a symbol of that relationship, and that we please pass this to the group CEO as a token of our bond to remain in the office. Thank you very much.
Please, before the vote of thanks, please let's have the group photograph. Please let's have the group photograph. That's the formal group photograph. May I now respectfully invite the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board and vice president of SCCI, Prince Abimbola Olashore, FCA, to move the vote of thanks. Please, you can be seated.
The President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Deputy President, the Treasurer and DG of Lagos Chamber of Commerce, the Group Managing Director of UBA, ably and well represented by the Group Head Retail and Detail Banking, Mr. Shamsuddin Fashola, other management staff of UBA, management staff of LCCI, our invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the President, Council and members of Trade Promotion Board of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I wish to express our gratitude to the leadership of UBA for sponsoring the 2024 Lagos International Trade Fair. Our special appreciation goes to the management for their passion in the participation of UBA at this fair. The beauty about UBA is that over the past couple of days, I've been interacting with UBA even early this morning. I want to clearly identify the passion. You can almost see their eagerness and willingness to be part and parcel of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce International Fair. We sincerely hope that this sponsorship will translate into meaningful enlightenment for the populace on the banking products and services UBA offers to transform the banking landscape across Africa. And you could see just from one person the array of questions and what was required. Again, that also tells us that a lot more needs to be done in terms of educating people as to how your platform can be used, because it is a very interesting platform. I was sitting next to the treasurer and she was using her phone. I said, this payment can easily be done. And she was showing me. I thought I was in banking and I realized I'm just still as uneducated as well. So that just tells us that a lot needs to be done as to what can be done to facilitate payment without routing it through third-party currencies within Africa. So this special day event is certainly an effective platform that supports UBA in creating that much-needed awareness towards promoting its brand as a leader in the Nigerian banking space. Your support has contributed immensely to the sustenance of this laudable project, which is to add value to trade promotion, private sector empowerment, and commerce. And we've been doing this for 38 years. This is 38th edition. And clearly, we cannot do it without the participation of UBA. We are quite optimistic that the crucial role played by UBA in financial intermediation and supporting the economy to scale up production and needed investment is something that will be applauded. As we continue to count on your cooperation, I'm confident that the benefits of your participation will be remarkable, tangible, and certainly long-lasting. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's trade fair has attracted numerous local and international companies, key private sector stakeholders, and very pronounced government participation. My appreciation certainly goes to the media, which has stood by us and has given us robust coverage of the fair every year. And to our partners and sponsors, we do appreciate your support and cooperation that has supported this legacy project called the Lagos International Trade Fair. Honestly, thank you all for being part of this year's trade fair, and thank you for your kind addition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. God will not give you, Nigerian Navy Band, God will not answer your prayer. There will be no showers of blessings. We are far beyond that. People who are affected by floods will not sing that with you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the first special day at the 2024 Lagos International Trade Fair. But if you live here, the experience of UBA does not end here. Please feel free to go to their pavilion. Mr. Ajayi will be there, Mr. Lubi will be there to attend to any question or any of the inquiries concerning UBA. And of course, you can see the gentlemen and ladies that are here. They are ready and willing to serve you to the best of their abilities. Shall we rise for the Nigerian national anthem? God bless Nigeria. Maybe we missed it when the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation mentioned it just before the last independence ceremony. The first stanza of the national anthem is the one to be taken at public events. The third stanza is taken as national prayer. So please, Navy Band, just the first stanza, please. Thank you very much. Next, we'll be having Echo Bank to follow UBA. Please, you are invited to the UBA Pavilion to know more of their products and services. Next, we have Echo Bank. Thank you.